Love in your teens is complicated. Sometimes your first love, the girl you dream of ending up with, starts to date your sister. Let's just say love is complicated. The Four of Them is a slice of life series mainly focusing on 5 high school students. That's right, 5, not 4, but I can see why they said 4. Traversing school, life, romance, and friendships, all in the most complicated ways possible. The series is a great story about growing up, learning who you are, learning it's okay to change and to grow, that feelings are alright to have, and it's alright for them to change. It's a great coming-of-age story with a lot of life lessons that I wish I had while I was growing up. The series is so good that it just received a 3-episode series of IRL in real life promo videos brought to you by Brat TV earlier this week. Like I said, this is a coming-of-age story, which is, according to Wikipedia, a genre of literature, theater, film, and video game that focus on the growth of a protagonist from childhood to adulthood. And while I wouldn't say that it focuses on their adulthood, it certainly focuses on the growth of our protagonists. The 4 focuses of the series: Johnny, Gabby, Martina, and Mariel. I know I technically said 5, and I'll get to that later. While these characters are our protagonists, Johnny is kind of the focus of the series. The 4 of them all have their own arcs that surround the topics of change and identity. We start through Johnny's eyes, and mainly his link with his younger sister, Michaela. As siblings, they always fought, and as siblings, the younger one always won, growing up to be the golden child. Johnny couldn't think of a time he wasn't playing second fiddle to Michaela. But despite that, they loved each other. Their sibling bond couldn't be broken, even when Michaela got a girlfriend before Johnny did. They tease and they fight, but they're family. That is, until Johnny finds out who Michaela's girlfriend is. And it's none other than the girl he's had a crush on for 5 years. His first love, Mariel. Surprisingly, this doesn't destroy the relationship between Michaela and Johnny. It doesn't destroy the crush he's had on Mariel for 5 years, not that he thinks he has a shot with her anyways, as he desperately tries to get over her, trying his hardest to find someone else to date to take his mind off of his old crush, but it doesn't work, only pushing him to his breaking points. Johnny is conflicted. He loves his sister, but he also loves Mariel. He only wants the best for both of them, but he feels wrong for the crush he's had on her, and he just can't get rid of it. It's been 5 years of him admiring her, looking forward to the little moments where they have a nice talk, or whenever they say hi. Johnny was kind of losing himself in this crush, which is one of the best things about this webtoon. Not the fact that he was lost in a crush, but after this moment, when he admits everything to his mom, that is when his life changes. Not because he gets over his crush immediately, not because he starts to date someone else, but because Johnny decides at that moment to focus on himself. For all the praise that I give the romance genre, something I like about this series and other series like Odd Girl Out is that these series show that there's no need to rush into love. Media might show you that love and romance is all you need in life. But if you don't know who you are, then there isn't a point in trying to date and find someone else. And that's definitely a theme in this series. The idea of change and identity. Knowing who you are and being willing to accept changes in your life. All of our protagonists focus on one or both. I've already explained Johnny's life, but all of our protagonists go through their own thing. Well, their sibling doesn't start to date the crush they've had for 5 years, but still. Gabby, Johnny's childhood best friend, someone I relate to a little too much sometimes, is an introvert who doesn't like people, or trying new things, or change, or feelings. But throughout the story, he accidentally runs into all of these things. Mariel suffers a similar fate to Gabby, but for the opposite reason. Struggling to have friends because she's too shy and nervous to make friends or even say hi when she desperately wants to be friends with others. Martina is actually the opposite of both, being super friendly and super popular, but sticks her nose a little too much into other people's business. Now, something this series focuses on is LGBTQ+ relationships. I already mentioned that Johnny's sister is dating Johnny's 5-year crush, Mariel, but 3/4 of our main characters are not straight. This is important for two main reasons. One, representation, and consequently, normalization. Our characters are aware of who they are. Their story is past their coming out story. Gabby and Mariel don't find out who they are in their story. They're aware of their sexuality before the story even begins. It's a story of these kids' lives beyond their sexual orientation, and it normalizes their life through the process. Gabby was pretty confident in himself, under the idea that he doesn't like or need to change or try new things, that he was independent and doesn't need to reach out to others for help. However, a twist that Gabby never saw coming was when he started developing feelings for a girl, and now he's questioning himself in the labels on him. Gabby had no way to ask for help and lashed out when his best friend asked if everything was okay. Mariel has a much more classic coming out story, where her parents don't know her orientation, and her mother talks a lot about her getting a boyfriend eventually, taking her overcoming her fear of rejection and disappointing others. Martina struggles with boundaries, always wanting to help even if the other person avidly does not want help. Rereading the four of them made the series a lot more special. It's a series I really wish that I had all throughout high school and not just the last half of senior year, because I think it teaches a lot of good and important lessons. Lessons about friendship, about family, about identity, and most importantly, that change is okay, as long as you're happy and you're changing for the better. Make sure to read the four of them on Webtoon now. And make sure to check out the 3-episode series of IRL promo videos releasing weekly on Brat TV. But, like always, take care.